everybody. Welcome to the Heed Army podcast, the little club that beats the big clubs. It's a good night on Tuesday night. Obviously, beating Oldham 2-1, much the better side. We'll get right into that very soon. Of course, we've got a full plethora. Davey's back. How's the COVID?
Oh, it's not bad at all. I'm recovering.
Oh,
I've been to the island. I went to the island and cuddled some puffins.
Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. That's how you get better. If only I would have known during.
Now they've all got penguin flu.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go there. Please don't go there.
Also, as well, we'll be previewing the game away to Maidstone. We did reach out to get a Maidstone fan, but they're as rare as hen's teeth online. We didn't get a reply from their fan page on Twitter, so unfortunately, we haven't got one to preview the game with. Also, as well, we'll talk about, obviously, John Motson died, a voice of all of our youths listening to football and match of the day and things like that.
Yeah.
So pretty sad. And but also new signing, Whelo, who's come in and hit the ground running, man of the match performance. So we'll be talking about him. I've got a picture actually. Where is it? There he is. There. Look at him, the little maestro. And I think there's Dan. I don't watch. Is it Prison Break? Someone said he looks like Dan Ward says he looks like a character from Prison Break. I don't know which one it is, but I'll find it later on and put it up. And of course, the love affair with this man continues as well. How many interceptions did he make in the first half? He was just outstanding. He was just unplayable.
I like his dance at the end and now.
He thinks he's Brock Lesnar. That's what his position is. Brock Lesnar's entrance. Yeah, so there we go. And I've never really thought about Brock Lesnar's entrance before, but there we go. That's what this show does here.
Well, there's a first for everything.
Certainly is. Right, we'll quickly play our sponsors' video because obviously we want to thank them for their support. And when we come back, we'll put the highlights on from Tuesday night and we'll get right into the chat. Right, here we go. Look at this. I'm going to embed us in the footage there this time.
Oh,
look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
He's learning.
I'm
Then I can pretend to head the ball away when Oldham attack.
Which wasn't very often.
True.
We spoke to Matt, the Oldham fan, on the podcast at the weekend on Sunday night, and he said that the only way they can get at us is if they press us high up the pitch, but that leaves them wide open. And they tried to do that in the first few minutes, and it did leave them wide open. And I said in commentary, I mean, look at this. The way the midfield just sat on top of their back four was just horrendous. It invited us on, which was great for us. And, you know, I thought that was destined. I thought that was destined to win that one from Campbell. Campbell had a great game, you know, and I mean, we'll see it very shortly. He's ball in to create the first goal. 3 passes from the back of the pitch to the front, and they all said it was a terrible ball into the box. I should have defended it better. But I tell you what, as Mickey said, it was put in that area of
uncertainty.
In cricket terms, it's a corridor of uncertainty.
Aye, that's right.
And here you are. Look at this. I mean, it's too easy. Look,
balls. Where's the marking?
Right,
oh my God!
There you go. Look.
There you go.
Get in, Hogan's son.
Mm-hmm.
Doing us a favour.
Yeah, I mean, his head really dropped, didn't it? After that, he didn't.
I think it was Denanga coming in just behind them. If Hogan hadn't got that, Denanga might have been on the end of that as well. Anyway,
you know, obviously, you know, hey, you'll take the goal as it comes, but you know, when it's the ex-captain doing it, you're like, whoa.
I know. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Drill it in hard and low. And then, you know, it's anything can happen then, as it did. You know, Hogan got a touch and put it in.
It certainly is. Mr. Luke, amazing win against Oldham. Much needed win. Take it on to the next week. Hopefully we can, of course. Busy time next week, 3 games.
Aye.
You know, coming up in the next few weeks. It's then on to the FA Trophy game, but we'll not get too far ahead of ourselves. Fab commentary on Tuesday night. I know. We've got Oldham's midfield was awful. Never seen anything like it. Yeah, it was poor.
I thought they were really narrow, especially first half. And if he offers us this chance to get down the wings, we get down the wings and it pulls the other team across, and then the ball, we ping it back inside, and then were built from there. Oldham played right into our hands.
Yeah,
they did, and it's not like they haven't had a few games against us recently either, is it? To know how to try and defend against us, or at least attempt to do it.
yeah.
But I know a lot of said by the Oldham fans. I was on their podcast last night, and they were very. I'm not going to be degrading to them, but they were very much up their own backside of, well, how did we get beat off Gateshead? Why did Gateshead beat us we haven't beat them in 3 games? Instead of saying Gateshead played well, it was a case of that, this shouldn't be happening because it's that club. And I did say to them on the show that obviously, don't be too disheartened. So Gateshead did well. It wasn't the fact that you got beat by a little team. Gateshead are turning the corner somewhat. We're on a good run of form, as were they really. They've got a few W's in the form. So it shouldn't have been that much of a shock. But obviously they're in a stable position off the pitch, but it's been like this for a long time for them. So you can understand the frustration, but it makes it a little bit sweeter for us, and that's why I put on the thumbnail for this video, Oldham's tears taste lush. A little bit salty, but lush.
They're in our division for a reason, aren't they? The 7th bottom for a reason. And they've only just sort of climbed out the relegation zone in recent weeks themselves. But it's because they've been poor. They've been really poor. They've had some terrible results. Obviously, the dramatic fall. But we get it with the ex-Football League clubs, don't we? We've had it over the years at the stadium. The fans come and just think we're going to roll over because they're an ex-Football League club. We've seen it with many clubs, haven't we? We could list them.
I remember when Boston United
Grimsby was the worst.
Who? Sorry, Mickey?
Grimsby.
Yeah,
Grimsby. Aye.
Remember the swagger of Boston United when they had just been relegated out of the Football League before they had the demotion. They came with a swagger, and we beat them in the FA Trophy. I think we were Northern Premier League side at the time. Yeah. And you do get these teams, and let them think that way, let them be that way. If they're going to come up and have that attitude, it'll only help us more and drive us on.
Yeah.
Because you could see in this performance, these lads gave us everything. I mean, Dan Ward didn't have much joy out there on the left wing, but I tell you what, he gave us everything, didn't he? I mean, he was knackered by about 75 minutes.
Aye.
And it just shows that these lads are going to, doesn't matter what position they're in, they're going to go for it.
Aye, they're committed on it.
I'll go with that. I mean, to be honest, I thought Wardy had probably his worst game in a long time. Yeah. But the one thing I'll give Wardy for, he never hid and he never give up.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have said it was his worst game, but I'd say that he's playing in different positions.
I'm being hypercritical here. I'm just saying for a long time
this was a nasty. Watch this. I thought he had done his knee.
Oh, I tell you. Yeah, I didn't see that before.
I thought he should have been sent off for that.
I thought at the time, oh no, has he done his knee or his ankle? Because his leg just seemed to buckle. But thank God he got up to take the free kick. As I said, Wardy's not an out-and-out striker. He's a creative midfield player. He'll get forward in attack, but asking him to do it higher up the pitch, I don't think his full forte, is it? Yeah. But but this man there, Whelan, wow. He's there. I mean, his distribution's was absolutely fantastic. Look at that ball, man. Oh, and
they were saying if you put him under pressure. I listened to the Oldham one last night. If you put him under pressure, you'll see the real Callum Whelan. I'm thinking, well, if you knew he could cause you this amount of problems, why didn't you do it? So
we were all scratching our heads on Monday of who this lad was. So, they announced it, and we were like, well, who is this lad? And then we saw the negative stuff coming in from Oldham, and we were thinking, and they were saying, we're going to beat Gateshead now because obviously they've got Callum Whelan. But hey, he played well. He got man of the match. So
I mean, Will Sutton struck that beautifully. There was no stopping.
It was a hell of a strike.
He got on top of it and he just absolutely leathered it on target. Look at this.
And Reed went clean through. I must admit, it was
not stopping that.
Nearly scraping the smelly egg out the back of my shorts.
Yeah, look, they had the chances, but they didn't ride the luck. I think we more than earned the win. I think we were good value for the win. We were definitely the better side. They had a 10-minute spell. They had a couple of breakaway chances. Nothing come of it.
Did you ever get get that feeling that the Oldham fans sort of accepted that we were the better team, or was it just a denial?
Their fans
No, some have said.
Have they?
It's just the ones that are vocal that you hear. I mean, there was a lot on their podcast and online saying, "Look, we're just being beaten by a better side on the night."
Yeah,
and you're always going to get people who find it hard to take. I mean, they have to say, I thought this one was going to go in there. I was praying for that one to go in. But yeah, it's a strange thing. But I think the majority of the fans are realistic. They know where they are. Yeah. It's just it's a hard pill to swallow. Like, for instance, if we got relegated next year and then we were right down the bottom of the National League North, you would be finding it hard.
We'd be the same. Aye, that's right. Aye.
He should have done better. He should have done better. But credit to Marshall, he closed down the angles and made him go wide. So, he come out and Marshall's header on the edge of the box as well. Oh, look,
Jesus!
Talk about a smelly egg in the pants. I rose about 3 foot on the seat. We got some.
Mark was delighted.
Yeah, it was.
The bit of goal was fortunate, but like you said on their podcast yesterday, we've had a few of them. This season.
Sutton, for Oldham signed a contract this afternoon. I didn't realise that. They struggled to deal with Adam Campbell. They certainly did. We knew what we're going to get from Adam. Even lads, great win on Tuesday night. It certainly was. Great win against Oldham. Whelo was superb throughout passing and movement, especially in the first half. Some of the best I've seen this season. And I don't like to read what people say online about when we're signing a player. I know we had that with Adi Yusuf, and there was a lot of those things came back to haunt us when we were like, oh well, hopefully he does give us the performances. Didn't work in a gated church. That's not to say it won't work anywhere else, but you think, these fans are lambasting him, and those just wasn't justified. And I think I said to Mickey on the phone last night or this afternoon, I can't remember what day it was I spoke to you, but midfielders are going to struggle to come back in with performances like that. Your Owen Baileys of this world aren't going to walk straight back into the side if you've got a player that can hold up the play like that, pass the ball, distribute. He did not a thing wrong, and that can only be good for Mike Williamson to have hungry players that are fighting for those positions.
I want to know where Greg Ollie has had this long throw from.
I know. Well, just before that, well done to Marcus Denanga getting off the mark as well.
Yeah.
Right place at the right time. It was a poacher's goal, that one. Fantastic to see him put it in and get off the mark.
That's what good strikers do, though, don't they? You know what I mean?
What about the playmaker Louis Story there? Look at him.
He's pretty happy.
You joke about defenders having a nosebleed getting that far up the pitch, but he did actually have a nosebleed when he came off the pitch. Don't know if he took a whack in the later moments or if it was just off that run. But
it's probably for that header in the first half.
Aye.
That header in the first half was shocking.
Trina's put evening, lads. Keep their messages coming in at _army.
Even is, he said
that's the one that had just took us straight back to Chorley, that one. For when he nearly left the ball. But another special mention, this man here, Will Harris. He came on, looked obviously was a fresh pair of legs, but looked a breath of fresh air as well for revitalizing the attack in the later stages. And look, the lad has come in. He's a young lad. He's dropped out of the football league. He's moved to a new club. Yes, it's local. But look, it's took a little while. He scored a goal here and there, and now he looks a real talent, strong, fast, and whether it's off the bench or starting, you've got no problems with it at the minute, have you?
Long may it continue.
He needs it. It's just confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's confidence, and it's like the Nanga. I've said it to you too, and I'll see it. And when the game was going, on Tuesday night it was ones each, and I thought we were starting to run out of ideas.
He should have blasted this himself, but he's too unselfish and just put it across. But
on Tuesday I thought we were starting to run out of ideas, and I turned around and said maybe it's time to take Denanga off. Maybe it's time to take Wardy off. Fortunately, I'm not a manager.
Thankfully.
I left Denanga on. Denanga got the winner. So,
and
that's not having to go at Wardy at all, because Wardy has been
That's right. Everyone has off games, don't they?
This club.
Yeah.
This season, he's been absolutely brilliant.
This is where we disagree in football. Like, that's why we have the show. I didn't think Wardy was. I didn't think he was off the boil. I just thought he did well out of position. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
We've got a message. Steve Robinson. How long has Ollie had that long throw? Maybe a bit of a weapon for the rest of the season. Can you remember back end of last season when Kedwin Scott all of a sudden showed us he had a long throw?
Oh, aye.
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Here he is.
There he is. Little Brock.
Loving it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was Brock Lesnar.
The only reason I know that is because he put a thing up on Instagram.
There's the nosebleed, look.
Yeah, there's the nosebleed. But keep them messages coming in, everybody, at Heed. We don't do that. That's on the commentary. You can do it on here, wherever you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Send us a message. It'll be absolutely fantastic. And also follow our social media. We actually hit 400 subscribers today, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody. So the next target's 500. Come on, tell your friends. Follow our social media. I'll be back in a minute. Well, there we go. We are back. And so we did mention this a little bit earlier on. Of course, John Motson died today. Big part of, I think, everyone's childhoods, really, even up to the age of like 18, 19. You would have heard him as a youngster. You only really stopped a few years ago. What a gooder. I mean, his first TV match of the day was Newcastle getting beaten in the FA Cup, wasn't it, by New Radford?
I didn't realise. I was reading that story today. Like that was his first game. That's how, because it got promoted in match of the day running order, got pushed to the top of the programme because obviously Newcastle lost, and the rest history. That's amazing, isn't it? What a voice!
Do you know another little bit of trivia about that game? Do you know who was on the bench for Hereford?
No,
but wasn't that you sat on the bench? He wasn't named as a player. He was on the bench. I'll give you a clue. Goalkeeper.
Jim Platt.
When was it? It was
74, wasn't it? 74, 75. Right, it's a little bit tedious. He was a goalkeeper as a young man. Then he went on to be a bit of a Fruit Loop.
David Icke.
David Icke.
Really? Yeah. Hell. What do you pick that one from, Mickey? Good work.
Because of Fruit Loop.
And I'm in Fruit Loops.
And if anybody knows, it was the Lizard people that set up the goal for the assist on that one. If you ever listen to it. Wow.
But Motson, I mean, he was a voice of football, wasn't he? I heard that mentioned today and just thought he was really, all the matches.
29 FA Cup finals he covered.
Bloody hell.
And if you put in all the rounds that he covered as well, that's just, they'll probably never be repeated.
It's fantastic. I really like John Motson, I must admit. And he was even good on the fantasy football with Skinner and Badil as well.
That's good, aye. And he was famous for his sheepskin coat, wasn't he?
Well, he used to do the interviews as well after the game, didn't he? They don't tend to do that now, the commentators.
Oh, that's right.
If you think about the people who he's interviewed and worked and covered, like everyone from George Best all the way through to Beckham, and Rooney, it's wow. The players that he's watched, the games he's watched, the things he's probably forgot that we'll never ever know, is just unreal. So, yeah, I was a bit devastated when I seen that this afternoon. Yeah. He was still on TalkSport on a Friday previewing the games with Hawksby and Jacobs. Yeah. So he was still, very complimentous, and also a big Barnet fan as well.
Oh, was he really? He was a Barnet supporter. There you go.
Every silver lane has got a dog.
I remember there was one match when it was postponed with the snow, and he was standing on the pitch in a sheepskin jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know where that was. Was that Wycombe Wanderers? I wasn't sure where it was, but I remember the scene.
I love his sheepskin jacket though. If we get to Wembley, I'll wear a sheepskin jacket in the heat of May.
Lovely.
I'm not going to do that if we get there. I'll be too busy crying.
Again.
Yeah. If we took our chances in the first half, it could have been over at half time. Glad we got over the line. got to win. Got to win on was it a magical night on Tuesday? It was, and look, it's not always going to be pretty. I thought it was a pretty game for us. It was, and it was an entertaining game. I bet for a neutral it was even better, but for us getting the win was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good game, and you could sense the anticipation before the game as well, because it had been that long since we'd had a game
at home. Aye,
yeah, at home. You could actually sense the anticipation. You could feel how excited everyone was to actually get to see a game.
Well, so we've got a good message here. I'm going to read it out. Normally I probably wouldn't, but Cow Daly has put, it's refreshing a figure from our childhood to die and them not to be a nonce.
Can we say that on there? Oh, dear.
Yeah. Just have.
Watch it come out tomorrow, and once we're too late. Rest in peace, John. I'll have nothing said about his closed microphone and his sheepskin jacket. It was Adams Park. Someone's confirmed it. Yeah,
it was Wickham.
So devastating about John Motts. And of course, we were hoping to get a Maidstone fan on today. So we're running a little bit short on content, because that would obviously fill about 20 minutes to half an hour talking to a Maidstone fan. So if there is anyone that does want to join us, DM us or message us on Twitter, and we'll pull somebody in, as long as you're clever. We've got Johnny Gray has put Ray Tuesday night. We've played better and lost. Great 3 points. It's a good point. Very good point.
It is a good point, Johnny, to be honest.
But I think everyone said, though, before the game, when we looked at the team sheets, you were like, that's a strong side, that.
Aye.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, I was also very pleased with one of the young kids on the bench.
Yeah. He scored a hat-trick in the under 18s, under 19s game, didn't he, Ollie Thompson? So
as well.
Yeah. What a legend.
Already.
Yeah.
I did see JJ at the match the other day.
Did you? Oh, good.
I says, I hope you've wiped your feet before you've come in here.
Aye. Hey, Davey, can you get the league table up?
I can. 1 second. Just.
Aye. Because
Facebook saying they've removed a post from the Gated FC Heed Army page, but there's nothing there. So I don't know what was put there, but I'll get the page, don't you? Where I'll get the league table up.
Oh, aye.
It's very, very tight down there.
It is. Aye. 32 points.
A win on Saturday could.
Crazy.
17, 16.
When was the last time we were out of the relegation zone?
Last night for about on Tuesday night for about 15 minutes.
Well remembered.
Yeah, because I was looking and I was like, "Oh, we're out." Is it going to stay that way? Right, I've actually got I can get the screen up here.
So when I was thinking today, like when was the last time an opposition striker scored past us in the league game, and then scored for us in the same season in a league game?
Oh, it's a good one. There you go. Look where
we don't buy many conference players, do we? So it's our national league players. So.
Not often, is it? But there we are, sitting in 21st place, 32 points. Yeovil just above us, haven't played a game less on 32. Dorking, they picked up a win, of course, on Tuesday night there, and 19 on 33. York on 33, haven't played a game more than us. Then you've got Oldham on the same amount of games with 35 points. Then you've got Maidenhead, who are getting sucked into this. They're on 36 points. You've even got Halifax in 16th on 37. They're only 5 points away from us.
Right.
And if you look just up to
Halifax, I see if we can never beat bloody Halifax.
We'll never beat Halifax. Look at Dorking and York above us. Look at the losses. The last 5 games. That's.
I mean, Yeovil as well.
Town, in it.
Yeah, Yeovil have been slipping, haven't they? Yeovil have been right in the slide.
But if you look from third to us, fourth, from fourth to fourth bottom, there isn't anyone on a massive run. There is a lot of teams very inconsistent at the minute. Anyone can beat anyone. We've got 3 wins in there, and I think we are the only team with 3 wins in the last 5 games outside the top 2.
Bloody hell.
So that is a hell of a run we're on.
Eastleigh
Sorry?
Eastleigh's won a few games lately.
Southend as well.
Sorry, that's third. Sorry, fifth. Yours, I'm talking rubbish. It's fifth. Seventh. I had the league table down the screen.
Down the screen.
Still
top of the league.
Up to seventh.
Aye, absolutely.
Still a lot of teams. You know?
Hey, so lads, top of the league. Come on, we've got to talk about it. Who do you think's going to win it? Who does the Heat Army think is going to win that? It's a two-horse race. Let's be honest. Chesterfield have fallen away. Woking have been doing. I mean, when Woking stuffed us at home 4-1, I think Dave, you said that's the best team we've seen at home, and it's proven right. I mean, Woking are third, and rightly so. But let's be honest, the top two are running away with it. It's who's going to blink first, basically, isn't it?
You know what? I kind of want Notts County to get out of the league. Same with Wrexham, but I don't mind Wrexham staying down for another year because it's a bit of a payday when you play them.
That's right.
Let's put it into perspective. Yes, it'd be lovely to be title challenging next year. I don't think we're going to be. But almost have Wrexham down for another year, would it?
Aye, that's it. Like,
I mean, Wrexham's got 2 games in hand and still could be kind of point ahead of in Notts County. I mean, that's kind of gone right. This.
Well, it's at Wrexham.
Sorry.
No, it's at Wrexham County game. They play each other at Wrexham, don't they? And it's Easter Monday, I think.
Oh, that'd be a massive game, that.
Huge.
Yeah. You're looking at whoever finishes second there. The way the points are going, you could see the record amount of points that's not going to get promoted.
Oh, it'd be mad, wouldn't it? What? No, I mean, Notts County already on. Is it like 82 points? Is that what it is? 83.
83 points, and 78 or something like that. Whatever.
Hey, just a quick mention. I know we've talked about them over the course of the season, but hey, credit to Macca as well. You know, it's nice to see. You know, good luck to him in his career. He's going to go on to bigger things. He's 31 goals. I mean, Christ almighty.
32 goals.
So good.
Just before I go further, before I lose this message, Cow Daly, we hope he's feeling better. But he's up for coming on, but he's recovering from a road crash concussion.
Oh, bloody hell.
I had that back in the September.
Hey, I hope you're all right.
It's horrible. I just feel so out of sorts. And I only had a mild concussion, but God, horrible.
Oh, man. Yeah, I hope you recover.
Yeah, we hope we feel better soon. We've got Mace. Right. I've seen that looking great for Yeovil not looking great for Yeovil behind the scenes. I haven't heard anything about that, actually. That's worrying.
I know.
Mr. Luke of Southend go bust. How would this affect us? I think it takes 3 points off us. We'd actually, with that win there, I think we'd probably only be still 2 points from getting out the relegation zone or something like that. But let's hope they don't. You know, I mean, it's horrendous.
You don't want anyone to go bust, you know?
No. Sorry if I said it before, but if things go tits up at Southend, get cancelled, didn't the same thing happened with Grays Athletic folded? It done Heat a favour. I think it did because we didn't have points off them. Obviously, we have points off them, so it would affect us. And 3 points off us now would be a bit of a kick in the teeth after all the hard work. 50-50, no clue who I want to win the league.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Mullen will win Wrexham enough penalties to win the league. You see the grief he was getting. Then he posted the picture of his thigh that had been cut open or grazed off a stud, and he claims that was off that incident. But I don't think off that incident. I think it was off something else in the game.
Well, that was the interesting thing about Macca. He's not been taking the penalties, is he? So he's on 31 for the season, hasn't taken a penalty.
Rodriguez takes the penalties.
Yeah. I honestly think Langstaff will be the difference with Notts to go champions. And then you've got Keds and all the other people that scoring goals as well.
I was actually talking to Keds, Nana and Grandad on Tuesday night. And he's out with a shoulder injury at the minute. So,
nightmare.
But even Keds got 14 this season.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And their goals in open play as well.
You know, when they signed them at the beginning of the season, there was all that chat, and rightly so. There was like, are they going to be able to step up in that division? Will they score goals? And there you go. He scored 31 and 14. I mean, Christ, not bad, is it? Not bad.
It certainly is. Darren Walden, but I think it'll be Wrexham. They seem to be winning games. whereas Notts County seem to be scrapping wins recently. Look, they're both sometimes scrapping them out. We know ourselves sometimes.
4-1 and 4-0 is hardly scraping it. The last two Notts County games, but I know what you mean.
But didn't Wrexham score like a 94th minute winner? In fact, we thought it was 3-3 the final score, and then later on in the day,
a good side can win games when you're playing bad, and we sometimes didn't have the best of games towards the back end last season, and still managed to get it over the line. So it just shows you. Must be fascinating, the title race in the 5th year. Both teams on course for over 100 points. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I tell you what it does as well. Obviously, the two clubs. Let's be honest, the two clubs are huge for this division, but also it helps raise the profile of this talk of 3 up, 3 down. I saw remember Adam, the commentator you had on earlier in the season. He's been tweeting a bit about that as well, and it needs momentum. It
seems to be more or less going to happen. I think reading between
it feels it's the right step.
Wrexham played Dorking and York play Yeovil, so results could be good for us. They certainly could, but we just got to concentrate on our own. And after the game, you see if they've done anything. Hope it goes right to the end with the top 2. Yeah,
it will. I think
the last 2 weeks anyway.
But the nice thing about it is we've played them both times home and away, so it's out the way. You know what I mean? And hey, we came within 2 minutes of beating Notts County as well. You remember the first home game of the season?
I know.
1-1.
Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Yeah. But it's still a very open league. Doesn't matter if you're top or the bottom. We've got here. Do you know if there is any commentary for the Saturday game? I am not sure.
Normally there is.
So if we see that, we'll.
Mickey, you were fizzing at it was a Southend game, wasn't it, where there was no commentary? With the BBC. Yeah, you weren't a happy boy about that, were you?
No, neither was Davey.
No, I was disgusting myself.
They had it on the National League TV or whatever it was, and they had it locally. So to me, it just seemed like they wanted money for the
commentary.
If you wanted the commentary, you could pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't prepared to let the BBC Essex give it out for free. That's the way it's come across to me.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I might be wrong, but.
Mm-hmm. And we've got the flags in the stadium looked fab. I didn't get to see them because we're behind us, and obviously I'm doing the commentary.
Well done to Freddie and his mates. Absolutely brilliant.
We'll get some photos and video footage of that to go on the next show. It's looked really good in the pictures where I've seen afterwards, though. Hopefully we can get that.
Absolutely amazing. Keep it going, lads. And the noise.
The noise was good.
Good, was it? He'd all me in fine voice.
It was good to hear them. And
they've been resting for months, They
probably can't talk at all that minute.
Loud and proud.
Certainly are. One sentence to see if we've got anyone that wants to come on. You can message us and let us know if you want to come on the show. We'll gladly invite you in. Also, as well, a bit of football chat. Obviously, we talked about John Watson there before. The horrible scenes at Tamworth. I've seen the video has been removed. Between Tamworth and Nuneaton, of course, it's a bit of a derby game, and it attracted the wrong people. And if anyone hasn't seen it, it's not the greatest thing to see. I know it's been removed from where I've seen it. There's an unconscious supporter lying on the ground with his head next to a concrete advertising board and behind the pitch, and someone proceeds to kick his head against the concrete, so he gets a double impact. He's already knocked out. Obviously, there's been other things going on there, and I really hope it's a lifetime ban. I think it should be for any violence in football, in real life. Never mind it is real life, but in football, it's just even more stupid. There's young families there. People
the neck sparked out, and you're kicking in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's for me, jail.
It's attempted murder, and you can't use the excuse I was drunk or defending myself or anything like that. I don't think that.
You can't use defending myself if someone's comatose flattened on the deck.
Exactly, and I never really, defending myself argument, where they've went out and battered some kids, or whatever.
Right.
I just ban them for forever. It's not great.
Well, that was one of the attractions of non-league football, wasn't it? Just how friendly the fans were. There wasn't that element of you want to go and kill the opposition. You know what I mean? There was banter, which is fair enough, but but Nuneaton always had a bit of an element. But I don't know if this was 50-50. I don't know.
I don't know. To be honest, I was a bit sickened by it, and I didn't want to read into what people were defending.
Read between the lines, the Nuneaton, as soon as Tamworth went 2-0 up, Nuneaton fans started throwing flares.
Aye.
Tamworth have responded by throwing the flares back.
Yeah, and it kicks off from there.
At least they've moved some of them so far so they've got like a sterile area in between.
Aye.
I don't know.
What divisions are they? I mean, they were both. I remember playing both of them.
Divisions out, isn't it?
Is it Midlands Premier?
Aye, something like that.
Yeah.
The South Shields League, but the Midlands one.
I remember playing them both in the conference. I mean, Tamworth, were quite regular at one stage.
Yeah, it's not good for either club. Not good for league football or football in general.
FA might throw something at them as well. I would have thought.
I would expect so. Mason's got Mark Cooper said that in a Yeovil interview that their fans are concerned about the club could be fooled. And wow.
How does this happen? I mean, we had the Southend debacle, etc., and we talk about Yeovil here. That's it's got good ground, it's got good support. 2,000-3,000.
7 years ago, they were in the Championship, challenging to get into the Premier League.
They were just outspend.
They must have outspent, and the loans and parachute payments have ran out. That's the only thing I can think of, and they've just absolutely been living above the station. So.
It could be an AGM Cup at the end of the season where we're
chasing the dream. That's probably what
yeah.
But that's another big club.
It is.
End of the season, it could be the AGM Cup again.
Well, what do you mean? Apparently, the mark.
Like Aldershot and all them get saved. And who was it before that?
Oh, I see. Aye. You mean that? They saved them because teams couldn't come up for various reasons.
Yeah, it's got Mark Cooper interview was bleak. Oh
God.
For stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's only 22 blokes kicking a ball about, of course. You know what I mean? And it's bad enough outside the ground, and you hear these things, but in the ground, when there's young kids, families, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
I agree with Ginger Joe there when he said, I actually found Tamworth. I used to go to Tamworth and they were canny, never had any issues down there. It was sort of them, Kidderminster and Bromsgrove, sort of all in that area. And they're always like decent fans, I always found. But anyway, it brought out the worst in them somewhere.
I always used to get beat there, didn't we?
Always got beat at Bromsgrove. Yeah, we never did well there. No, Tamworth as well. I didn't think we did
it was the best I ever got there.
Hey, you've got a good memory, Mickey. We drew 2-2 one year. Yeah,
it was you and your dad were behind the goal.
That's it. That's it.
And your father jumped that high. I thought he was going to hold the ball.
Right, we're going to play how to follow us on social media, and when we come back, we're going to get into previewing the game and get your predictions as well for Saturday. The Heat Army podcast needs your help. No, we don't need money. All we need is you to do one simple thing. It'll take less than a second. If you could hit that like button, the subscribe button, and share whatever post that we put up regarding Gator Football Club, it'll go a long way in helping the show build and ultimately helping us push the club to the moon. News on the drone flight. I'm back up in the air. I'm getting me confidence.
Hey.
So, wait for more impending stories of drone death.
For the bus coming from Amazon so I can shoot it through the air.
I just want to know if your other one gets found.
I know.
Down a beach somewhere.
On it. Like in.
Well, I have told my dad if he goes fishing to.
Yeah, well, in 100 years' time, if someone's dredging the Tyne and they find it, and still have the technology to look at the SD card, they'll go, "What a pilot he was! I wonder how he cracked it." That's yeah.
We're talking about Bromsgrove before there, Davey.
Aye.
Can you remember the Queen's Head pub that was just down the road from the ground?
I do. Aye. Reasons I don't know why, but it was good.
Because remember going in with Ronnie Oliver and they wouldn't serve football fans.
That's sweet. Aye.
And he had a picture of Margaret Thatcher behind the bar.
Margaret Thatcher. God, you have a good memory.
Can you remember
Ronnie Kerridge and Ronnie Oliver?
God, yeah.
Seen it and went, "We don't want to drink in your effing pub anyway with that cow behind the bar."
I remember, I think it was early one season. I think we were playing, it might have been Stalybridge Celtic, or it was one of the Manchester type of sides. And we went across the Pennines and we stopped in this bar on the hill, and there was like a fire roaring. It's like the thing that had it all 24 hours, like 365 days a year. They've got this fire roaring. And it was quite a hot day. I think it must have been August, September. We walked in, but before we walked in, the landlord come running out, shout, no football fans. And he goes, Gateshead, come in. he was like a Farsley fan or something stupid like that. So he's like, here you come, lads.
He's actually called there a couple of times. It was probably on the way to Altrincham as well.
Yeah, because I remember thinking, I wonder how angry they'd be if I pulled me pint out of the fire that's always on. It was baking in our lake. You're in these horrible polyester tops. And
that was a great pull. That.
Yeah, it was.
The lake on there.
It was always Weatherby was the stop on the way back, wasn't it? You can feel
Weatherby Whelo in that.
That's sweet. I would have
that's where I got what do you call it? Doddy Weir in Turrigamala picked me up as I was taking
the Mickey out of rugby players, Mickey. What you like?
I'm honest, Doddy Weir. You know how tall Doddy Weir was. There's up like that with one hand. I'm saying when I get in, I'm going to chin you in. You Turrigamala, you better stop laughing because you're next.
I can always be incredibly disappointed getting the Weatherby and having fish and chips. The fish was always tiny. And you're clamming on the way back. That was a tiny
thing. I couldn't eat fish anyway.
Why not?
So never had fish and chips.
Oh, Christ. Listen to this. I mentioned the drone, and I'll come out the woodwork. Here we are. Look at this. We've got Mr. making its way down to Denmark. Then we've got John Ollie, who I had the pleasure of meeting. And his beautiful wife on. I was like, "Whoa, John, you're doing well there, son."
Punching like, innit?
I was thinking about getting a divorce and trying to take her away from him. The drone was taken by the local Peregrine from Hinkley, and
it'll wash up on the Farne Islands.
Smash a little chef in Weatherby. Not really. Didn't want to do that. Vertically challenged cooks are still good. Ask me. Right. We've got a prediction here. Maidstone away. Is it a plastic pitch down at Maidstone?
Is it plastic? No.
Yeah. No, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's plastic. 3-1. Sure? Someone's saying, I'm sure one of our beautiful listeners can let us know if they can double check that. Going to stay positive. 3-1 result down there. I would take any type of result. A point would be satisfactory. 3 points would be amazing. For me, that's personally, just keep the points rolling in. That's what I want. Points on the road, wins at home.
How many times have we went to the bottom team?
Hey. Oh man, it's just a classic Gateshead thing, isn't it?
Remember,
by the way, you're right.
Diamonds never won at home all season.
Jesus.
Went down there and lost 8-0.
If a club needs a win, we step in. It is. It's plastic. It's 3G. That's what they're saying, right? So we must have been practicing on our 3G pitch at the back, surely.
Well, I was on it.
Yeah. So
if they didn't, our lasses will just do it for them.
Aye.
I've got 3-1. But we've got to remember though, it's not a big thing, the plastic pitch, because we train on one.
Yeah.
It's much better than what it used to be. It's much better as well. It's 3G stuff.
It's not like it's alien, like
yeah.
It's not used to be back in the day, when no one had. you know.
It's not like the ones that were Loftus Road and Deepdale and
aye. Remember the burns you got on them when you did some slide tackles? You'd get them burns on them. Oh, you bugger! Jesus,
I've knackered all my ankle ligaments on one at Gated Stadium, so I know exactly what it's like.
That was your career over.
Yeah, it was.
It never really got started, to be fair. But
Czech Tiote. No, I'm saying Czech Tiote. I'm reading this here. Mickey the Cat was the name I got told he was.
Mickey the Cat.
I was it's in 6-a-side. I was quite a canny keeper, to be fair. So was Tony Carter.
Tony Carter was a keeper.
Good canny goalkeeper, Carter.
Get away, man. He's only been 4'5", isn't he?
Aye, but that's only the nets are only up to like your hips.
That's
so you could just reach them.
I was good. Canny goalkeeper was Carter.
Yeah.
Aye, well there you go. You learn something every day.
Yeah, Friday night he used to always play 5-a-side and then come along the fell.
Christ, you'd be in our walking football next.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Me, Scully, Davey and that.
Right. Hey, ladies team signed a player, Mickey?
Shannon. Yeah.
Aye. Do you know anything about her?
I've seen her play. She made a debut on Sunday.
Aye. Good.
And she's a big, tall left back. It's a bit like the female version of Dan Byrne.
Oh, right. Okay.
Big, tall, but plays left back. But she's, it's early days. She looks quite a tidy footballer, to be fair.
Talking, I'll get the picture up.
Right. you look for that. Aye, because they won convincingly on Sunday, didn't they?
Aye.
8-2, was it?
8-2, yeah.
Aye.
And I'm going to say it. I said it on the podcast on Sunday night.
Aye.
It was a real team effort, and it was hard to pick a man of the match for us. But you can't ignore what Craig done. She got 5 goals, and she played really well as well. And what this
5 goals,
cracking player she is.
Aye.
I would urge anybody to come down and have a look at Craig. Well, come watch the whole team, but Craig, it's like someone said she's like Wayne Rooney, wasn't it? The last I said last week.
Right, bloody hell.
The running she does is selfless. When you don't think she's got a chance of getting it, she gets it.
Yeah.
And she's such a hard worker for the team.
She scored 5. Bloody hell.
Scored 5 goals, and Livy got a few goals as well, which is nice to see. Charlie Woff's photos as well, they're really good. And there's one of them of Sophie, and it looks like someone's drawn her arms on. Just because she's got like a black top underneath with the black gloves on. It just looks like someone's drew
Apologies to the new ladies player. I have saved the photo, but it won't come up. Shannon, I can't get it up. So. But as we said the last time on the show, why don't you go to their Twitter page? There you go. That's the handle. You'll be able to see a picture of signing being unveiled with the scarf, getting the full treatment. So get yourselves on there. So we look forward to hearing about that.
We've got any more predictions? Mickey, what do you think about Saturday's game?
Well, after what I've just said about Thingy, I mean, it doesn't matter where we are in the league. I've said it to Davey millions of times. I'll always take a point on the road.
Aye.
But I've got a sneaky feeling it's going to be either 2-1, 2-1 or 3-1 to Gated on Saturday.
Is that what you fancy? Is it? Aye.
Yeah, but I fancy whether we'll get it or not. It's a completely different matter altogether.
Aye.
But I do fancy it.
Aye, we've got to. If we're trying to get out of the relegation zone, we've got to try and get something down there. The bottom.
You go down there in the main aims not to get beat.
Oh, yeah, you know what it is? I've got a big mouth. We all know it. And Aaron Walden's just reminded us here. But I predicted on the last podcast the next game 2-1, and someone offered to swim out here if it happened. So get protecting your breaststroke, Dave. I tell you what, my breaststroke is top class. Just don't do it in public anymore.
Davey, Mr. Steele, we'll get the lard ready.
Absolutely. Get your speedos ready.
That's what I said. Like, lads, if he's gonna rub us up and greasy fingers, I'll take it.
Have you got some budgie smugglers? Have you got some budgie smugglers?
I have, but I just haven't got a budget for in them. Ginger Joe's decent ground in Maidstone, had some good matches there over the years. Hell of a trip though, even from London. It's a good hour. In December 2018, 3-2 to the Heat. Molyneux scored 2. Remember him?
Doncaster now, Molyneux.
Is that where he is? I thought he was at Hartlepool. You go from Hartlepool, didn't
you? He went to Doncaster.
3-1 to us is Sean Parry. Everyone send in your messages. Remember,
popular that.
Yeah, like the stream as well.
Terrible form as well. They started all right this season, didn't they, Maidstone, but have just fallen away completely.
Yeah, drawn away and win the home games is key to the next dozen matches. It certainly is. And well, on a side note here, what's your thoughts about Askey going to Hartlepool? Well, last night I was saying to Oldham fans he would be a good appointment for them, but he's off the market if they were going to get rid of Unsworth.
Yeah.
Askey going to Hartlepool, I think, is a good move. If Singh backs him.
Yeah.
Aye.
Because Singh's got a habit of saying one thing and doing another.
Yeah, that's right. Aye.
They've had a high turnover of managers, haven't they? So it's something's got to be off there for managers
it's
to
probably
leave.
The best managerial appointment they've made.
Yeah.
In the last 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, watch your space.
Because I thought Spike was doing all right at Hartlepool, and obviously they didn't like him and they changed him.
Off you went.
We're
about third bottom, aren't they, at the moment? They're near the bottom somewhere.
Yeah, they're round about that place. Right, we're about 9 minutes left. So if you are watching, you haven't got your predictions in, please do send them in, and we'll put them up. And hopefully we don't win 2-1. I don't want to have to back roll and then swim out to the oil. What is it? The oil, not refinery, is it? It's an oil storage facility. So
So what's your prediction, Davey? What are you going for?
I was going to say 2-1, but now I've been reminded of what I said.
4-0.
4-0. I think hopefully 3-1 and Dinanga gets another couple. That's what I want. I want to see that I'll get on the score sheet again.
Yeah, get his confidence boosted even more. Right.
And that's not with like confidence, we're going to the bottom of the league. I would like to see the confidence keep growing with the team, and a good result like that would breed that.
It would. A good win.
What's the date now? It's the 23rd, isn't it?
23rd, yeah.
We're
2 months left, basically, haven't we?
That's what we're a week away from March.
Player of the month, guys.
Sorry?
What? Player of the month's coming up. Who are you voting?
Oh, let's have a think.
It'll be next week, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's a good one, that.
I don't know.
Everybody, who's your player of the month? Get your votes in.
Aye. What are you thinking, Mickey? Who are you going to have a lines of?
Oh, I mean, we've had some good results away from home, obviously.
I mean, Conte's been brilliant, hasn't he? He's been tremendous, hasn't he?
My leading candidate.
Aye.
We've got here. Liv's put a message in. She's put, is there ever any chance of getting some players on the podcast?
Aye.
But at the moment, obviously, where we are in the league, I don't think the club would probably be too forthcoming. They want the players concentrating on things like that. We will get players on, don't worry. Same with Mike Williamson, but I always want to reach out to that, but keep the powder dry on that. I don't want to be hassling the management. It is predominantly a fans podcast, and it is nice to get them guests on, but I don't want to devalue it by having players on all the time. We'll tend to have them on at the back end of the season and early of the season. I think that
makes sense.
Especially when we have players come from other parts of the country, it's nice to welcome them in. And also the problem is as well, we've got quite a few loan players, and the likes of Camille, sometimes the parent clubs don't want. I know I tried to get Marshall after he left last year, and Aston Villa were no go on that. So it's one of them things. But sure, let's get the end of the season, then we can hopefully celebrate with the lads of a good solid season from the club, and we'll keep it like that. But we've got more votes coming in for player of the month at Ginger Joe as went Conte.
Yeah,
month Conte for me. Mine is Camille. Conta. So if there is a bookies, I'm sure we can rig it ourselves here by getting everyone.
He couldn't do it all himself, though.
Oh well, Darren has put. They need to win.
Oh, where are you?
Birthday. Oh, well,
happy birthday!
Look at that.
Well, happy birthday for Saturday, Darren. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. If I win 2-1, I'll swim in my birthday suit.
Oh no! Liv, stop me, please.
I'll strap a battered sausage to me back again for it across the water. So yeah, you just mental image there, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah,
butter falling down me crack. I think
I'm thinking the Christmas
Promenade before that.
Too much information.
I'll get arrested on Blackpool Promenade as I crash me drone into the Blackpool Tower before I go into the water.
I mean, you could emerge from the sea just with your drone, like, just in a particular place. I was thinking of as you were going in your birthday suit, but in
a stray coconut that's just appeared in Blackpool somewhere. You may look
come on the beach like on James Bond, like what they call him, Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig
with the drone between his teeth.
Davey's our version of Daniel Craig. Hey, Davey, there you go. Here we go. Listen to this.
We made a bet there, didn't we, before about the swimming out the joking swimming out to the Irish. Not that I could swim up the Irish Sea, but if we get to Wembley, I'll go down to Tynemouth and come out the water like Daniel Craig. We'll do a slow mo with the camera. All right, we've got it on record, right? So if we get to Wembley, I've got to come out the water like Daniel.
Oh God. Come on, Farsley.
Smugglers I can get.
Davey, them things you drag the seals back on into the water with. Can you bring a couple of them?
I'll bring a few of them out.
Just for me and him, because if I'm standing filming it, I'm going to get thrown back in and out.
God, imagine us trying to get out the water. It's going to look like a seal having an epileptic fit. But yeah, it'll be good content. And also Mickey, if we get to Wembley, he's going to wax his balls live on the show.
That's very nice of you.
Davey's pulling on it.
It's not past the watershed yet, man. We've got another 3 minutes.
Sorry to say that. Feels like we've got some good options on off the bench too now. Yeah, it's looking a bit better. And of course, we've got Magnier back as well on Saturday.
Magnier's back Saturday.
That adds another dynamic to the bench. And
until he wants another scrap, of course.
Yeah. I definitely. Well, on that note, everybody, thank you very much. I'm going to plan the downfall of us in the FA Trophy after making that statement. I'll be shaving.
I'm away to find someone who's brave enough to get near my knackers.
Trina. Right.
She's not brave enough. She doesn't want to get near them.
Well, there we go. We're going to have to get Mickey to the doctors. It sounds like there's something wrong there. Thank you very much, everybody. And I'd say, have we got a game midweek next week? Is it a midweek game? Or is that the week after?
No,
we're at home.
I've got the programme.
1 second, I'll quickly get the fixtures up and then we can confirm. But I think, as it looks, we'll probably be going with next Thursday for the next show.
It's not Halifax, is it?
Well, you're on about that, Davey. I took my nephew to his first game on Tuesday night, the Oldham game.
Yeah. Oh, bless
him. And he's already come home and written the fixture list, the remaining fixtures on my dad's calendar.
Oh, well, there you go.
Good lad. No, we don't. We're home to Chesterfield next Saturday, and then the following Tuesday we're home to Halifax.
So we'll be back next Thursday, and hopefully we'll be able to get a Chesterfield fan on, and maybe do a show after on Sunday as well to preview the Halifax game. If we're picking up points, it could be very, very interesting going into the next few weeks, hopefully. But thank you, everyone. We've had a laugh. It's a shame we couldn't go to Maidstone fan, but we make bold statements on this show that Mickey, you'll have to go through with, because I
ain't doing it. I never said it. He said it. He want to strip someone's balls, do you wrong, buddy? You're not digging mine.
No, I've already made this. Well, I'll do it after I've been in the sea because they're not there.
Not be able to feel them.
No. Right. On that note, I'm going to go through and tell my wife what I've been saying because she'll be thinking, what the hell's he saying about gun in the water? So, right. On that note, everyone, see you later.
See you later.
Sure. Bye.
See you later.